Hi, and welcome to class. Welcome to your flow practice. Today, we are going to work into building something smooth in our movements, a sense of smoothness, lightness, and effortless way to move into most poses. And that's the journey for today. That's what's on the menu. That's the vibe. So let's get to it. Find yourself in a seat. Any seat is a good seat. And take a few breaths. Come back home. Recenter. Notice how the breath shows up today. Do you feel a sense of ease? Is it a bit jarry? Can you feel your breathing capacity increase in some way, or is it stagnant? Are you breathing through your chest, your back, or maybe in your throat? Just notice. Maybe add a bit of movement to the shoulders, side body, any intuitive movements that's calling out to you today. And notice if that starts to change the quality of your breath. Breathing a little more into the left lung or on the right lung, does it change the quality of your breath in some capacity? Moving over to the left, can you feel a bit of a stretch? Moving over to the right, can you feel your ribs starting to find a bit of groove, a bit of openness? Maybe take your hands in front of your knees, have your fingertips go down, hands closed, eyes closed or open. Adding a little bit of an exploratory action. Maybe take your right hand over to the left in some capacity and feel the stretch under your right armpit. Moving over to the right side. A little reach forward with the left hand, working into that space. And then come back to center, realign, notice any shifts, any changes, and let them go. Find yourself, hands and knees on the mat. Move around, be animalistic, paw into the ground, or weave and wave the shoulders. Maybe take one hand in front of you, one hand back. This is something I've been doing lately, very asymmetrically waking up. I always find my body searching for something interesting every day. And maybe you want to take your hands off the mat. Don't worry, the floor is not made of lava. You'll be okay. And I start to notice that sense of smoothness comes in when I've dialed into a position so many times, or a movement, like a movement pattern that talks to me and calls out to me. I've spent so much time in those patterns. Bring your hands back, hands and knees, and add a little bit of a... I lost a battle with this ant. So press your hands down, add a few shoulder rotations. As I was saying, as I start moving into these territories, adding strength into the equation, change size of the shoulder rotations, my body starts to feel more fluid and trusting of the movements, and that just works itself out. So as my hand's on the ground, I'm going to lift my left foot up, take it somewhere to the right side. So my left foot is like a tail. It's trying to search for something interesting towards my right, and then my left hand reaches to the front of the mat. So I'm finding this cross-diagonal stretch. You find something and lean into it and stay, or you can move and wiggle and wave. Adjust the right foot as you need. And then switch. Your hands come down. Your right leg goes over to the left, somewhere new. Your right hand goes over to the left, to the corner of the mat, and start to bend into your left elbow. And try to find something interesting that's talking to you today. This class is gonna switch sides. We'll do that again. So left leg goes behind you like a tail. Left hand reaches maybe to the right side of the mat, or maybe in front. It doesn't have to be symmetrical on either side. Notice what's calling out to you. My left hand wants to reach further out and my right hand wants to reach further left, and that's okay. And this time, ground your left hand, your fingers into the ground, and try and lift your right knee off the ground. This one is going to talk to you. Press into your right hand, and then let your hands find a home. Take the right leg over to the left, and your right hand reaches somewhere interesting. This entire class is going to be a lot of moving, a lot of exploration, and a lot of places we're going to add in challenges along the way. So tuck your left toes into the ground, maybe lift the left knee up for a second. So you are in the stretch, but you're adding a moment of strength just to wake up, and then let that go. Come back to your hands and knees. Sit back up, take your hands behind you, open your chest. Open, maybe you feel something I just cracked. My chest had a nice little spacious moment that it spoke to me. Let your nose lead the way to the front of the mat and your hands lead the way to the back of the mat. And then let that go. Swing the wings. Open your chest in some capacity. And we'll take kind of like a camel, but with a little bit of a trustful element added to it. So before you place your left hand down, lean to the left so you're opening your right shoulder up to the sky, and then maybe place the left hand down and then push, and then let that go. Come to the center, lean to the right, so feel that activation in your side body. Tap the right hand and then push, open, and try that a few times. So you come up to the center, then maybe you lean over to the left, and then you open up the hand in some way, come back to the center. And then come back to the center, take your right hand back, but first lean over to the right, add that cross-diagonal trust fall motion, then place the hand down and open the left side. And notice as you keep doing this, maybe you feel a bit more control, a bit more trust in your side body. Maybe your fingers go behind your feet and you press the opposing hand up to the sky, using your core to lift you up. Do not be in a rush. We're still warming up. We're still opening up space. As you lift, use your core. Don't worry. And press into your shins. Last time each round. So take your time. Notice if you can go lower and then place your fingertips. Maybe they go somewhere new. Maybe the right hand presses up to the sky. And if you go down, congratulations, you have to come back up. So use your core to lift you back up. Switch sides. Take the hand, your right hand, somewhere new. Trust yourself. Open up your chest. Press the left hand away and then use your core to peel you open. And then have a seat. Take a breath or two, recalibrate, recenter, reset. Notice that spaciousness starting to build. Notice the trust starting to build. And let's take that into something interesting. So find your first downward facing dog. In any capacity today, it does not matter how it shows up. Does not matter where you're intending to go yet. Wake up the feet, wake up the hands. We spent some time on the hands and the feet, so your body should be talking to you. We're looking a bit more for sensation today. A bit more for sensation. Maybe you feel something interesting in your side body, so take that time to work into it. Roll your shoulders a little bit around. Press into one hand and then press into the other hand. Maybe you can bend your elbows if you like. If you want to drop your left elbow to the ground, do that, and then drop your right elbow to the ground. creating a little bit of space. Maybe you want to drop your left elbow to the ground and lift your right hand up to the sky, and then do a little switcheroo. Your right elbow drops and your left hand pushes up to the sky. Just take it about 2 or 3 times if this works for you. It's a nice way to build a little bit of strength and a bit of control in the hands before we play. And then find your dog. Wonderful job. Inhale, lift your right foot up to the sky. Exhale, right foot to right thumb. Find your high lunge. Once you get into your high lunge, don't worry about the hands just yet. Grip into the toes. Wake your feet up. And we'll do something interesting. So the moment you find the lunge, have your right knee travel a little bit ahead so you feel that activation in your right toes. And this time press your left hand up to the sky. So imagine you're holding like a dinner plate or you're a server at a restaurant and you're trying to like hold this gigantic plate filled with objects. So you're pressing your left hand up to the sky. Your right hand holds a frisbee. I know that's a weird idea to be a weird job you have right now, but however, it's the intention we are playing with. So take your right hand and peel it open. So it's like you're throwing the frisbee while pressing the dinner plate up to the sky, and bend your left knee as you sink into it. And just work into that action. Your left hand is pressing up to the sky, your right hand is throwing the frisbee, and your left knee sinking to the ground. Can you feel the multiple lines of tension that you're pressing against and you're working towards? Breathe into it, sink into it. Your legs are prepared, your body's alive, you got this. And then slowly let that go. Place your hands down. Find your downward facing dog. We'll go to the other side. If you're still figuring out what just happened, don't worry about it. We have one more side. So inhale, lift your left foot up to the sky. Exhale, left foot to left thumb. Find your high lunge. And the same idea, find your grounding before changing anything. So activate your left toes, activate your right toes. Feel that depth in your stance. Then press your right hand up to the sky. Again, it's kind of like you're holding that plate and you're pressing that plate up to the sky. Take your left hand. Imagine you have a frisbee. You throw the frisbee while pressing the plate up to the sky, and then sink your right knee into the ground. So there's multiple actions going on. You're feeling a length in your right hand and in your right armpit as you press up. An opening with your left hand that's creating a bit of spaciousness in your side body, moving into your TVA and your obliques. Also maybe expanding the breath a little, contracting it first and then expanding it. And then your right knee gets closer to the ground. So feel that action, feel the lines of tension. Notice your left hip talking to you. We're working into sensation more than angles or any particular look to the pose. And then let the hands go. Find a downward facing dog. We'll take a vinyasa to wash this out today. So if you have a vinyasa, take it. Otherwise, we'll do it my way. Inhale, roll your spine, articulating into a plank. From a plank, you have a push-up, if you like to. Otherwise, take your knees back, drop your elbows, and then roll forward into an upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Find your breath, find a moment of ease. While I battle mosquitoes and ants, maybe you're battling your hands on the ground. Each of us have our own battles today. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to lift the right leg and step into a lunge. However, take it any way you like. I'm going to hop into it. I'm going to handstand into it. Maybe you can try that, or maybe you step, float, fly, teleport, do what you got to do. So inhale, lift your right foot up to the sky. Exhale, teleport your right foot to your right thumb. Take your time getting there. And once you get there, find your high lunge. Same idea, left hand presses up to the sky. Right hand throws the frisbee as you sink into it. We're just touching, we're not staying. So this time sink the left knee a bit more, press the left hand a bit higher, twist the right hand a bit more. And this time, let the right hand trace the ground while the left hand traces the sky. and then you find a warrior two. That's a groovy way to get into warrior two. Today we're doing the warrior a little different. So use your hands, find fists, and press the fists out. Now feel that action of the fist extending, and now let the fist go. Take your right hand and turn the fist out, so it's like you're twisting the shoulder, and with your left hand twist in within yourself. So the right hand twists out, the left hand twists in, and now pull the hands apart. So you're twisting in two directions and you're pulling your hands apart, you're pressing your feet down. All that hand action is really helping us build a little more coordination into the feet. Add a bit of movement, you can twist and turn, open out, and notice if your chest is falling forward or is it upright. Notice your backhand. Is your backhand all the way down here, or is it on top, aligned? Finding that length. So feel that action. You should feel your shoulders talking to you while you do this. And then let that go. Gently place your left hand down. Place your right hand down. Find a down facing dog. I know you're asking yourself, I said smooth and this is not smooth. Well, you know, you have to make the dish before you can enjoy it, right? So inhale, lift your left foot up to the sky. Exhale, float, fly, teleport your left foot to your left thumb. I almost lost it there. And I found it midway through. Maybe if you did, that's wonderful. Once you get into it, your right hand presses up to the sky. Your left hand twists and throws a frisbee. Your right knee sinks into the ground. So find that action, not here long. Right knee goes a little deeper. Right hand presses further up. Left hand turns a frisbee. Find the length. And this time your left hand traces the ground, while the right hand traces the sky. Left hand goes forward, right hand goes back. Finding a warrior two. Make fists in your warrior two. This time your left hand turns up, twisting the shoulder, and your right hand turns down, twisting the shoulder. Now imagine two horses are pulling you out. So as you sink into your warrior two, the two horses are pulling you, extending you out, feeling that length in your spine as your head pulls up and your hands pull out. Maybe you look backwards if you want a deeper stretch on the neck. Sink the knee down. This is quite intense. So find your breath. I know it's quite hard. I know it can be challenging, but you got this. And then let that go. Maybe your hands find a home on the ground. Find a downward facing dog. I'll take a vinyasa to wash it out. So go your way or my way. If it's my way, roll your chest into a plank. Take a push-up. Drop your knees, take your hips back, drop your elbows, roll forward, upward facing dog as you inhale. Exhale, have a seat for a moment, recenter. Before we move ahead, come on to your knees, we'll go back into this trust fall-ish camel position. So lean over to your left side, notice if you have more control in your right hip flexor. Maybe you even tap your elbow to the ground, and then you peel yourself open. Maybe you go to the right side. Maybe you tap your right elbow to the ground. Playing that little game and then peeling yourself open. You can touch the fingers. You can touch the elbows. Maybe you touch the shoulder. Do not let me stop you from your exploration today. This is my practice. It's my game. I'm just a reference point. What are you exploring today? That one's quite intense, but I hope you're feeling it. It's also nice to get off the hands for a moment. Maybe one more time inside. And let that go. Have a seat. Let that go. Come back to your breath. Take a moment in between. Feel the pauses on your inhale and pauses on your exhale. If you push yourself, your breath is talking to you. But take those moments in between, enjoy them. It's not about the journey, right? It's about the views along the way. So your breath is the detour as you climb the mountain, taking that time to enjoy a glance of the landscape behind you. So settle your breath, settle your energy. And then find your hands onto the ground. Let's find the dog again. And this time we're going to do something a little different. So listen carefully. As you find your down facing dog, lift your right leg an inch off the ground. Then take it under your left foot, weaving it through. Now you start to find a bit of movement in the hip. So your right leg is under your left. You notice your hands are bending, your elbows are bent. And move around for a few breaths. Find that spacious capacity within your being. And then turn onto your right hand as you drop the bum down for a moment so your left hand lifts. And then you push up into a wild thing. Finding your wild thing with your right leg somewhere new. A different extension. A line of tension in your side body. And then your bum comes back to the ground. Your right leg weaves through the window. And your left hand finds a home. Let's do that with the left foot. So lift your left foot up, weave it through the right foot. Take it somewhere new. It does not have to be symmetrical. And then move around. Create a little bit of space in the hip. Press into the knife edge of your foot. Come forward, go back. Do what you got to do. And then lift your right hand up. Turn over your heels. Your weight is on your back right foot. Maybe adjust the feet to help you push up into a wild thing. That's kind of off balance, but that's the fun of it today. An off-balanced, wild thing-ish position. And then come back down. Find your dog. And start to notice the smoothness starting to build. We'll do this again. So lift your right foot. Maybe you want to lift it up to the sky. Whatever you choose to do, bring it under your left foot. Find a new space for it to land. Turn your hips open, drop the bum down, and roll into your wild thing. Does not matter if you find your deepest or it's a position for now. And start to work into it. Roll into the right shoulder, trust your strength, trust your capability. And then gently, left hand finds a home, and your right leg rolls back. Try to be fluid in your expression. Left leg lifts, and then the left leg somehow weaves through. Place it somewhere new and open up without thinking. Feel that expression. Intuitive nature of this movement. And then come back, find your dog. We'll take a vinyasa. Make this the smoothest vinyasa you've had so far in your day. Maybe take a push-up if you're doing it my way. Roll your hips back and roll into it as you inhale. And find your chest onto the ground. Take a moment to breathe. Maybe move the hips to the left and roll right. And without thinking about it, find a locust pose. Take your locust, open up your hands, and feel that length within your beings. Keep changing the positions of the hands. Notice where you get the most sensation. Maybe the thumbs turn open. Maybe that helps you open the chest. Maybe as you turn the shoulders in, you feel that rotational capacity that we were playing with earlier. Maybe you want to make fists as well. Let the toes go back, lift the legs a bit more, press the hip points down. Try and rotate the chest and notice, like the levers, what's pulling left, what's pulling right, and then let that go. Take a moment in between to breathe. And then place your hands by your chest. Without thinking, lift up We're going to lift up for a count of 10, so press your toes into the ground. Press your heels. Imagine there's a wall behind you and push yourself up in 10. Don't be in a rush. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees. Sit back. Find your breath. Adjust your wardrobe if you've had any malfunctions on the way. I definitely need to get my mic back in place and readjust everything while I come back to my breath. So our practice is not perfect. Our practice is a practice. We show up because it's our nature to do so, and finding the joy along the way. So take a breath before we start to groove, before we play. All right. Come back into your trust fall-ish position and test it out. Maybe you want to take a full trust fall this time. You press your shins into the ground, using your core. Notice how far you can go. Notice how smoothly you can land. Maybe your head gets closer and closer to the ground. I'm definitely feeling that building within me. And this time I'm going to try and touch the ground with my head. So if that's in your practice, take it. Otherwise, go to a point that feels comfortable for you. And have a seat. Once you're done with that, take a moment to breathe. Roll your shoulders. Notice your core talking to you. If that was too much, maybe you come forward into a child's pose for a moment. Make this an active child's pose. Moving the hips back, forward, sideways. And then place your hands down, find your downward facing dog. Activate into the hands, activate into the feet. Your core, your side body, your stomach, I covered your stomach, but notice every bit of you alive. And let's move, let's find that smoothness within our being. So let's do something different. Take your right foot under your left foot. Weave open. Find that wild thing. Opening up into that space. And then taking the right foot back, finding a dog, but immediately lift the right leg up to the sky. And float, fly, teleport the right foot to the right hand in any capacity. Finding your high lunge. As you get to your high lunge, your right hand presses up to the sky. I'm sorry, my mistake. Left hand presses up to the sky. Right hand opens up with the frisbee. Sink your left knee into the ground. And this time, drop your left knee to the ground. Take your right hand behind you. Left hand reaches to the space behind. Your right hand reaches for your left foot as you breathe. Take an inhale, open up in this cross-diagonal lunge. And then your right hand traces the ground, your left hand traces the sky as you find your warrior two. Once you find your warrior two, your right hand twists open, left hand twists open. Reach out, and then slowly your hands find a home on the ground. Find a downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left foot up, take your left foot under your right foot, somewhere new. Tone your hips, drop them, and roll open into a wild thing. Find that spaciousness in your being. And then your right hand finds a home. Your left hand left leg lifts up to the sky. And float, fly, teleport your left foot to your left thumb as you find your high lunge. In your high lunge, your left hand opens the frisbee. Your right hand presses up to the sky. Your right knee gently makes its way to the ground. Your left hand eventually finds a home on the right foot. Right hand presses behind you. And then you breathe, feeling that space that you just found in your cross-diagonal lunge. Then your left hand traces the ground. Right hand traces the sky as you find your warrior two. Peel open, twisting open with your left hand, closing with your right. Lean forward as you feel the weight taking you forward, and then your hands find a home on the ground. find a downward facing dog. Taking your vinyasa, inhale as you roll forward into a plank. Take a push-up, drop your knees, drop your elbows and roll in as you inhale into an upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keep the energy flowing. You got this. We're in this to win it. So find the smoothness in your movements. Inhale with the right foot in some way. Weave the right foot through the window as it finds a home behind the left foot, and then push up into a wild thing. Maybe this time the wild thing turns into a wheel. Take that for a moment, and then close it. Bring the right foot back, lift it up to the sky. Our right foot is going to find a home by our right thumb in some capacity. Wow, I almost lost that. Talk about not being smooth. Take your left hand up to the sky, right hand opens in the frisbee, left knee drops down, right hand reaches back, catching left foot, left hand reaches behind you, and then left hand traces the sky, right hand traces the earth as you find your warrior two. Twisting open, peeling open, leaning out, and then your hands find a home as you find your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left foot up, weave your left foot through the window, finding your your wild thing. And then maybe the wild thing finds itself into a wheel. Maybe it's an off-balance wheel, doesn't matter, because you're going to come back. Your right hand finds a home, your left leg lifts up to the sky, and then your left foot finds its way to the left thumb as you land into a high lunge. Pressing your right hand to the sky, left hand throws a frisbee, right knee gently finds a home on the ground, left hand catches right heel, right hand presses behind you, finding the opening, finding your breath, and then left hand traces the ground, right traces the sky, finding your warrior two. Peel your left thumb open, right hand peels down as you twist, turn, lean forward, and then you find a home in your downward facing dog. Inhale as you roll forward into a plank. From a plank, take a vinyasa. Drop your knees, drop your elbows, and then roll forward. Upward facing dog. Inhale, downward facing dog. Last round, you got this. Bonus round, inhale, lift your right foot up. The right foot weaves through the window. Maybe some menu, you know where you're going. You're going into a wild thing that opens up into a wheel, if that's in your practice today. And it's off the mat, maybe it's on the mat. And then you come back. Right leg lifts up to the sky. And then float, fly, teleport your right foot to your right thumb as you land in your high lunge. Left hand presses up to the sky, right hand throws a frisbee, land your left knee and reach back into your cross diagonal lunge. Left hand reaches to the back of the room, feel that action, and then your right hand traces the ground, left hand traces the sky as you find your warrior two, making the fists, peeling open with your right, peeling, closing with your left, leaning your chest forward, go as low as you can, and then drop your hands to the ground. Find your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. Peel it under you. Find a spaciousness as you open into your wild thing. Maybe that turns into a full wheel. Notice how off balance you are. And come back. Being off balance is a good thing sometimes. Lifting your left leg up to the sky. And then using your left foot to lean forward as you find your high lunge. I almost lost that one, but it's okay. In your high lunge, press your right hand up to the sky. Left hand throws the frisbee. Right knee comes onto the ground. And then your left hand reaches back. Right hand reaches to the end of the room. Feel that opening. And then your left hand traces the ground. Right hand traces the sky. Come back up, warrior two. Twist the hands for the last time. Find that length in your shoulder as you reach out, lean out, and then place your hands on the ground. Find a downward facing dog. Inhale as you roll forward into your plank. Take a push-up, drop knees, drop elbows, and then roll forward into an upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to close with a wheel or a bridge, so find your shoulders and spine onto the ground. I'm going to handstand into a passive squat and then get into it. You can go however you want. So make your move. Take your time as you work into that space. If you find a handstand, maybe try a scorpion, because why not? You are open in your side body. And let it go. That wasn't my best scorpion, but I had fun in that one. Find your bum on the ground, your back on the ground. We're going to take 2 wheels. So let the first one be natural. If wheel doesn't work for you, bridge pose is a wonderful place to be. However, if a wheel comes to you in your practice, if it's part of your wheelhouse, fantastic. I am sweating. I hope you are too. This has been a tough one today. So enjoy the game, right? Enjoy the vibe. If you are ready to go, let's go for it. But if you need a few moments of rest, you can pause the video. Catch your breath. Don't let me push you into a space where you're not mentally and physically capable yet. However, that's my job. So I'm doing my job, and maybe you are doing yours, of getting into spaces that are new for you today. And notice what shows up. So catch your feet, bring them in, push your knees forward, push your hips up, push your pockets of the pants up to the sky, place your hands by your head, and then lift up into your wheel. Find your wheel. You can walk the feet up if you want. Maybe you want to rock through. Maybe you want to take some wheel push-ups, which are lots of fun if you have the capacity to do so. Wherever you are on your wheel, you're there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep pushing away. 3, 2, 1. Let that go. Come back down. Recenter. Reset. Find your breath. Feel all of that energy moving through you. Knowing that you have one last bit of madness to explore. Take this however you want. I am going to do a drop back into a wheel. I invite you to try it out. If it's a little too intense, don't worry about it. You're not missing out on anything, but maybe it's something you want to work towards. So this is just an idea of what you could possibly do in the future or add into your wheelhouse. So I'm going to take a drawback into a wheel. However, you could take a bridge, you could take a wheel. If you want to do those wheel push-ups again, fantastic. If you would like to do a TikTok, wonderful place to be. If you want to try the drawback, try the drawback. Let's go for it. Whatever you decide to do, take it now. Activate into the feet, get the toes into the game. All those trust falls we did today have really helped me find a sense of grounding in my toes. Maybe you do too. Wherever you are, you're there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a seat. Today's practice we did so much, so I'm going to leave the closing moments for you to decide however you want to end this. And the reason why I'm doing that is I hope this practice is like a seed for your practice. I hope it sends you into a journey for you to explore and maybe spend a few moments to recuperate before finding your groove again. So I'm going to lay back in a straddle. I'm going to open my front line because we've been doing a lot in many ways, so this really helps me. If you want to stay here, this is wonderful. You do not have to come all the way down. You can be on your elbows. You can have a block or a bolster under your legs. However, if it is in your capacity, in your body today, maybe lean down, sink into it. Even if you are going for a practice, takes a few moments of breaths. Find about 10 breaths wherever you land. If you're done, maybe a few stretches, whatever your body's intuitively calling out for. But if you're ready to play, maybe you go through that flow again and notice what shows up. And or maybe you have a different practice that you want to get into that's calling out to you. Notice those elements that started to connect. A lot of it was smooth and a lot of it wasn't. When I'm practicing these moments on my own, these flows on my own, the smoothness is very intuitive. But when I have to teach it on camera, I notice my breathing changes, my vocal capacity changes, and I start to lose those moments of smoothness, which is totally okay. It's my practice, right? I mean, I'm practicing with teaching as well as teaching myself to, move through the spaces. So notice how this resonated for you. Notice what showed up and which areas in your practice were smooth, which ones were a bit jarry, which ones can be, you can adjust and move and wave through those areas. And one of the main things is notice your shoulders. We twisted and turned and adjusted into such new places. How do your shoulders feel today? And let me know how that goes in the comments. I'd love to know how this practice resonated with you. However you choose to end it, enjoy yourself. This one's been a doozy. It's been exploratory. So go for it. Take this as you feel you're ready to enjoy. And if you got something to do, go. Have a wonderful day. My name is Varun. Thanks for practicing. Have a wonderful day. Peace.